If you've ever asked yourself, why do I always fall for the toxic, unavailable men? Why can I never get a promotion at work? Why do my friends walk all over me and treat me like dirt? Well, I got some tough love for you. All those things happen in your life because of you. You might be thinking, Evan, well, no, they're not because of me. They're because my boss sucks. It's because I don't know, I have some aura that attracts these kinds of men. And my friends, I'm trying to be nice to them. Okay. Yeah, I get it. I hear you. You're being defensive. And that's exactly what a person who has zero self-awareness would do. So if you want to change your life and you want the things that you so desperately desire, it's time to become self-aware. Hey y'all, my name is Evan. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me today. We're going to talk a lot about self-awareness and how to change your life. Please like the video down below if you watch this and get something useful out of it. And don't forget to subscribe. I come out with new videos every Tuesday and Friday. So what is self-awareness? Well, the Google definition of self-awareness is the conscious knowledge of one's own character, feelings, motives, and desires. But honestly, let me tell you, being self-aware means nothing if you don't actually evaluate your life and take action on that information. Because honestly, almost all of us are running on autopilot. And that means that our subconscious runs the show. And our subconscious is programmed by our traumas, wounds, pains, a lot of things that happened in our past, especially childhood, that we haven't quite gotten over yet. And I know that's hard to process. The tough question to ask yourself, at what point in my life did these problems begin? What happened and how did I react? Did I learn to fear something so much that it became deeply rooted in me? And any resemblance of that traumatic event just caused this fear reaction to come out of me. It's like uncontrollable almost. And really, you have to be honest with yourself. I know it's painful and ugly, but the only way to get through it is to really look deep within yourself and heal it. You can also reach out for support with therapy or life coaching, which I highly recommend. The point is that you don't want to wait to become self-aware until your entire life is in shambles. I made that mistake. Eventually someone will call you out or even leave you because of your anger, your jealousy, or whatever temper tantrum that is involuntarily leaving your body because you have unhealed wounds that are bleeding all over the place. I mean, bandage that shit up. And also your communication will benefit greatly with others because you'll stop getting defensive when someone has needs or needs to express a boundary or just ask you to freaking stop doing something because it's not good for them. And you'll be able to articulate your own needs and boundaries so that you can have a relationship that's a two-way street. And that goes for friendships, romantic relationships, your family, work, anything. The great part about this too is not only are you going to realize your boundaries and needs, but you're going to start to figure out what goals that you have that are actually yours and not something that society has programmed in you or something that you were told to do by your parents. And then you can actually get something out of life because you're going to have healthy relationships and you're going to be reaching your goals that are actually what you truly want to be doing, all because of this decision to become aware of yourself. Okay, so what are some other ways to actually become self-aware? Well, first, you should really get in the habit of journaling because having a daily journaling habit is crucial to understand what you do during the day, how you're reacting and feeling during the day. You can take that a level deeper by looking into why you reacted the way that you did over the course of the day. So whether that's getting offended by something a friend said or getting hurt by someone being choosed over you for a project at work, whatever it is, that's all really good information. And if you don't write it down to actually take a look at it and see what's going on, then it's really hard to recognize the patterns of stuff that keep coming up, besides, of course, the ones like the men that you attract that are toxic. Those have become so ingrained a part of our story. Honestly, we may not be able to examine that as the first thing. For me, one of the first things that I wanted to examine was why I got so anxious when guys that I was talking to wouldn't text me back right away. I knew in my head that that wasn't a healthy habit, so I wanted to really get familiar with that feeling that was coming up inside of me and where it ultimately came from. Usually, a lot of these reactions are deeply rooted in some kind of fear. So knowing that and diving into what our fears look like, that can lead you down a really good path in becoming self-aware. It can also be more of a positive thing. Like if there's something that really sparks joy for you in your life and you want to understand why that thing is so joyful, or if it is genuine joy in some cases, then you can write that down and examine why that first caused you joy and what kind of feeling you had in childhood or in your past that caused you to feel that way. For example, being in nature is a really happy experience for me. And that's because I grew up climbing trees trees, spending all day outside with my friends, riding bikes, doing chalk drawings on the cement in my house. And I honestly only have happy memories tied to being outside. So that's something that really is nourishing and joyful for me. And you really need to find out what that thing is for you too, because we need to balance the self-awareness with the crappy stuff and the good stuff. You'll definitely need to come back to that good stuff after a day of heavy introspection about our fears and insecurities. Which reminds me, that's another really good thing to take a look at is your insecurities. Insecurities may be another way to look at fears, but insecurities may manifest themselves in the way of the way our body looks, in the way that we talk, in the way that maybe we were put down in our past or criticized, because that may affect how we show up in the world as well. We may want to hide some part of ourselves. Like for me, I haven't been super body confident my whole life. I would hide in bigger clothing and not want to really show different parts of my body. I've changed that a little bit, becoming more confident, but it was definitely a lot of work in looking inside myself and understanding why I had those confidence issues and what needed to be healed as part of it. Another really important reason for why we want to practice self-awareness is the next step in creating a more peaceful existence is the act of accepting ourselves. And we cannot accept what we are not aware of. I know this may be counterintuitive to what a lot of you feel like change in your life is supposed to look like, but in reality, if you become aware of exactly who you are and you accept exactly who you are in that moment, it makes it so much easier to actually change and be better than who you are today. Because if you're in a constant denial state of who you are, then it actually makes it really challenging to become a different person because you're taking all of your mental energy up denying the person you already are. We only have so much mental energy that we can devote to this kind of thinking process, so we want to be really strategic with how we use it. And that wraps up our lesson today on self-awareness and how to use it to change your life. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video. That helps me a lot to grow in this movement of empowering people to take back control of their lives. And then subscribe, because I'm going to come out with videos every Tuesday and Friday talking more about empowerment, self-love, how to build up your confidence, and all of these amazing tools to actually change your life. See you next time.